Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And if not welcome back, welcome to another react that I'm doing. I've been watching this guy who's going under the name Lack of Entertainment, or V, right now. But I've been watching him for quite some time. I've been watching him for, oh God, it's probably been about 5 years. I don't remember. I always catch him intermittently when he comes across my feed. But I really like his takes and his opinions. Like I said, or maybe I didn't mention this, but he's from Eastern Europe. He's from Romania. And yeah, it's good to see people on the other side of the world sharing in opinions and being able to converse globally at this point. But yeah, let's get into it. Looks like it's already going to be a spicy video because we've got Asmongold, Veridark, Kirsha, a bunch of other content creators here that I would consider to be fairly. Let's put it this way: they get some wild takes from the Twitter people. So this will probably be interesting.
Here we have
Oh,
the
let me turn it down.
duality of man. On one hand, we have Yorch Torch Games
Okay.
saying that the gaming community is way better thanks to all these legendary men and women who stand for fun and beauty over corporate greed. And
I agree with this, by the way. I think that the opinions that these people espouse, whether or not you do or do not agree with them, I'm glad that they're able to, perpetuate them into the ecosphere and be both open for laudance and criticisms.
political activists. And you have this list of content cremators. And then you have another post saying this is a beautiful starter
Nice.
pack of who to mute or block on X.
Yep,
If
and there it is.
Joe talking about the games you play. Thanks Torch Games for this. Buy Drone Leash so he can feed himself. I have nothing against this gentleman. If
Nobody's outed himself as being an idiot.
he doesn't want to follow any of these content creators, that's okay, because I also don't like following the game journalist press.
Based.
Which is very interesting. Like, a lot of people that are upset that individuals like myself are talking about the politics behind gaming. Like, why is it that every single female character looks like a transgender about to vote Democrat? That's a problem. But
True.
when you had Kotaku...
They don't like you talking about it because you don't agree with them. I mean, like, that's the one thing that I usually, or rather anecdotally, so I'm going to use anecdotally instead of usually, see from most of the creators listed here is that if you have like a valid criticism or some type of argument that you disagree with them with, they're usually open to engaging with the argument in good faith as long as you don't come at them like you're an asshole. And quite honestly, the people who don't agree with them the most vehemently usually come at them like they're an asshole. And they have no substance to their argument anyway, because it doesn't make me feel good. So, I mean, of course they don't like you because you don't agree with them. And reality also seems to disagree with them as well.
Demanding that every single female character have pronouns so people can understand she's a transgender about to vote Democrat.
True.
That wasn't the problem. That was progress. Now, another interesting thing
progress is certainly a word
that whenever
for
I
it.
speak positive about any of these people, it doesn't matter who, there will always be like 5 or 10 people with bulging eyes and veins throbbing in their neck going, it's like, oh, you can't say positive things about this guy. Don't you know why?
I mean, with your avatar, let's be fair here, Glass House.
He did. How dare you? And it's like this feeling that people are trying to separate us. Like we're not supposed to interact with each other in order to achieve greater purposes. Like, for instance, when Assassin's Creed was out, like, a lot of us talked about the same subject. And apparently, Assassin's Creed Shadows, the Assassin's Creed XO, is...
Sorry if you're hearing my chair, by the way. I have a injury that I had a while ago that I have to constantly kind of like move around in order to be comfortable, and I can't figure out how to stop it from squeaking. So sorry if that's annoying to anybody. Sorry for interrupting the video.
One title that didn't sell very well. Same with Spider-Man 2 and many others. And I also noticed that before that, no one gave a shit about any of us, right? Like before we actually encourage people to
I don't know if I totally agree with that. They gave as much of a shit about people to say that they didn't like you, at least, because not you specifically, you in general, because I've always, at least, in the terms of like Veridark and Asmongold, their critics much well before Assassin's Creed were very loud. And I think Andy Pants Gaming had a very spirited debate with what's his name? Actman before. God, that had to have been because that was over some stupid shit, wasn't it? But that happened well before that, and there was a lot of people who didn't like him because of that. Him being Andy Pants, and Endymion's always been constantly shit on for just holding an opinion. I think the timeline does go back a lot further, and people have been aware of these people. But I do think that it is also true that in the wake of Assassin's Creed kind of getting shit canned, it definitely turned up because they realized that again, reality is not in agreement with them, and they blame people who have a normative heterodox or heterogeneous opinion on video games for that.
do a little bit more digging about the video games they buy.
Mm-hmm.
And before we started highlighting some community managers from hell, and before we started posting what game developers working at these companies think about their customers, no one had a problem with Asmongold. No one had a problem with Grooms. No one had.
I am going to disagree on the timeline on that, mostly because I do remember there were people who very much didn't like these people well before then. And then obviously I'm not trying to like say 100% I'm right, 100% you're wrong, but that's only my what I'm remembering. And I think this has been festering for a very long time. Festering is probably a good word for it, in the sense that it's been happening out of the view of the lay public for sure, but still very much intensely for God, probably I think it even happened before the big virus of unspecified origin that ripped through everybody during the 2020s.
Had the problem with chibi reviews. It's almost like after we started becoming effective at mobilizing the consumer base,
This I
and we're
agree
not even
100%
mobilizing the
with.
consumer base like the left does it. Like when the left hates a video game like Hogwarts, they go around and they start harassing people, and they start telling people they're not allowed to play it.
Well, I don't even think that, I'm using we to quote you. I don't think that we mobilized people. I think that everybody in general follows the basic human psychology of like kind of following the herd. And then when one grouping of people or one person stands up and says, hey, this isn't good. So a better analogy would be, everybody's eating dog shit. And they're like, oh, I guess it's dog shit. I guess I eat it. Then one guy stands up and says, hey, we're eating dog shit. And everybody's like, hey, you know what? You're right. I have been noticing that more recently. And it started happening around the time Assassin's Creed Shadows happened. And I think that's probably more or less what it is, where we haven't convinced them with our arguments. They've been convinced because what they've been engaging with is garbage. And I think that directionality, at least in my opinion, is a little bit more apt.
We don't do that. We're just basically saying, yeah, this game.
Of course, not to minimize the effect that content creators have in trying to disseminate information, but I think that it's more impactful to the regular unengaged person when they engage with something that's actually bad and then is being reinforcing what they believe to be true from other people who also believe that it's bad.
Kind of shit. Here is why. This is why we don't like it. The aesthetics are puke-inducing.
Yep.
Why would an artist create something like that unless it's ideological? And the ideology that they're pushing just hates cisgender straight white men.
That's
And
very
people just
true.
stop buying, you know? And because we do that, all of a sudden, oh, you're not allowed to talk
And because they hate you, you should do it even harder.
positive about Grabs. Like, don't you know what he did in the past and blah, blah, blah. You're not allowed to talk about Smash JT. Like, don't you know when he published something that was fake and blah, blah, blah. And it's very
Oh
interesting because, like, I
no.
went through the list and I couldn't think, like, of a single one of these people that I'm allowed to talk positively about. And as you can notice, it's like there's over 25 people. And I just
So again, as I've always been saying, if somebody says that you are not allowed to talk positively about somebody, just completely ignore their opinion. Mostly because humans in general, you can be the quote most evil human being in the world, close quote, but you are still at the end of the day a mixture of both what is good of humanity and what is bad in humanity. And you can always find something, regardless of the human being, that they did that is good. And it is a statement of fact that you can say that they did this, which we unilaterally view as good. And they conflate that idea, which is a completely anodyne, factual statement, with you excusing their bad behavior by saying something that they did was good. It is a complete malapplication of logic that they use in order to manipulate you. And once they convince you that what they're saying is true in the sense of because you think that this person has a good trait, then you think that they're a good person, you have ceded essentially everything, ceded control and agency to them. And you should just, again, best way to engage with that is just to ignore them. They're idiots and they're trying to manipulate you. Whether or not they're doing it intentionally might be up for debate, mostly because they might have learned this behavior from other people. But again, just ignore them.
saying that like not one of them is worthy for me to engage with. Yeah, I think I'm going to reject that. You know, like when I engage
Good.
with another content creator, I'm not engaging because I'm thinking they're a good person and I'm Saint Peter that's allowing them to go to heaven. I'm pretty sure that by now people are adults and they're aware of every single controversy that
No.
these content creators have done.
I don't think that people are adults anymore. I don't think they act like it, but you know.
And so they can decide for themselves if they want to engage with them or not. Personally, I engage with them at a professional level. Like the reason that I
Probably
talk
really
to
smart.
is because I know de facto, objectively, he can influence hundreds of thousands of people. And the moment he stops doing that, then that's when I will stop talking with him. But there's also like the satisfaction, to be honest. Like I understand Grooms is a very bad person, right? He's a piece of shit. The people that I
Is he?
dislike, the people that fucked, the people
Wait,
that
is that true? I mean, obviously, I'm not really on Twitter because every time I go to that app, I always see one negative thing, and I'm just like, yep, I don't need that in my life. Which is, you know, obviously, if I'm going to become more of a prolific content creator, I'm probably going to have to bite the bullet and start actually engaging with X. But for the time being, I'm only happy musing about how much Twitter is awful. But yeah, is Grums actually like a bad person? I mean, I never got that I never got that observation, but you know, I don't know. So
have fucked with my childhood, that tore down the entire entertainment industry that I grew up, that destroyed everything that I liked
hang
when
on.
I was a
My microphone is giving me some feedback. Sorry, we're still working out all of the kinks here.
kid. I think they're worse people. And if I get to send a torpedo at them, if I get to send, someone like Grooms that's a very bad man, and I get to send it to them and they're horrified and they hate it, that's a good thing. I don't care what anyone else is saying. I will keep doing it. And, something else that's interesting.
I think if I'm understanding what you were saying correctly, because I seem to have lost the phrase myself, which is probably my fault. If they are claiming that he is a bad person, then you are going to go out of your way to engage with him, and if they don't like it, fuck them. That's what I understood from that, and I think that that's probably the best mentality to have. I actually like I like that mentality, like in general, because if somebody's trying to tell you what to do, you double down and say screw you. Because like I'm not going to let somebody tell me how to think, and I'm not going to let somebody tell me what to do. I'm going to make that decision for myself. Thank you.
The bigger the content creator, the more influential and the more effective, the more people want you to stop talking with them. Like, for instance, Asmongold.
Oh my gosh,
like,
I'm still getting feedback here. I just noticed that. What is going on? Maybe that'll work. Sorry, like I said, still working out the kinks.
I see a lot of people freaking out if you say anything positive. It's fucking weird, isn't it? Right? Like, chibi reviews. Holy shit, like, this morning, I saw someone being attacked for posting something positive in a reply to chibi reviews. They're like, oh, well, yeah, he likes lolly. The fuck do I care? I don't like lolly, but, like, what I do like...
I mean, like... Yeah, I can't comment on the latter part of that, but, like, who cares? Like, somebody just screaming on the internet, I don't like this guy. Yeah, okay, I don't like you either. Like, cool. I'm glad we had a worthwhile discussion there, but it's like, dude, if somebody wants to say something nice about something on the internet, I think we should be normalizing that. There's too much negativity in the world anyway. I like being able to, you know, at least log on and have the hopes of somebody saying, oh, I like this about you. And I mean, I try to embody that. And I think that, you know, whoever's listening should also try to embody that. But, you know, obviously, jokes aside, because jokes can be crass, but, you know, if you want to say something positive, like, you know, I really like this, I mean, go for it. It's not cringe. It's, you know, it makes people's day, it makes them feel good. And I think that should be normalized.
Is the fact that he can actually influence opinion. Like, when he posts something, people respond. And the people that don't want to have that conversations, they're the ones that freak out. And I think, like, I do want to have those conversations, actually. Yeah, just like the Game Journal Press wanted to have its conversations in 2018. I want to have the exact opposite conversations like they did. Literally, the exact opposite of every single talking points that they had.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, GTA, it's making jokes. Oh, we don't like that.
Oh no,
you're murdering
jokes.
hookers.
Jokes, the enemy of mankind.
I want to have, like, the other conversation. Why isn't GTA making jokes anymore? Why can't you murder hookers in a video games anymore? You know, like, well, it's fiction at the end of the day. Like, it's escapism. So what?
I definitely agree. That's actually an interesting way of approaching this, mostly because, like, I didn't even think about this. Like, and this is why I like listening to this guy, is because he has a different framework through which he works through issues. I didn't even think about the fact in the negative that we are not having these conversations. And I mean, I totally agree. Like, we aren't having these conversations because nobody's allowing us to having these conversations. And the lack of those conversations existing is telling of where, you know, who has control of the narrative. Because in a complete neutral narrative environment, you can have a conversation about both sides of the issue. But right now it is very directional. It's a very good observation. I think I'm gonna steal that from you. It's a good observation.
What if you get to play as a drug dealer in a video game, and you're driving a car and you're creating traffic violations? Why should I behave in a video game? Like, what am I doing? Am I playing like a simulation of real life?
Oh.
Like, should video games...
I'm so sorry. Oh God. Sorry, I've got some allergies here, and I don't have a sneeze button on here, so you're gonna catch my man sneezes.
Just be where I go to work and church? No, I want to have fun in a video game. I want to do something bombastic.
Me too.
I want to do taboo shit in video games. That's what I want to do.
Hell yeah, brother.
And so I want to have those conversations. And the main reason that I want to talk about it is because my subscribers find it interesting, and more important, gamers find it interesting. If Grooms is such bad, why does he have hundreds of thousands of followers?
Because reality is in accordance with his ideology.
At the end of the day, I don't like people like Grooms for his personality or anything. It's just that people have decided, by subscribing to him, by following him, by retweeting him and replying to him, that he is important enough in order to be taken into consideration. He proved this.
I will also say, just to piggyback off of that, a lot of people who have very insightful and good ideologies oftentimes are terrible people. because they're willing to admit and engage with that terrible side of themselves and say that they accept that for who they are, and that allows them to engage more often with, I would say, deeper philosophical ideas. Now, at least that's my observation and opinion, but it is true that a lot of people who have agreeable ideologies, or rather ideologies that one can agree with that are in alignment with reality, are bad people. I mean, I'm not accusing Grums of being a bad person. I don't personally know, so I'm going to accept on good faith that he's telling the truth, or at least he's telling the truth that his observations are that Grums is like that. But, you know, again, divorcing the person from the ideology, if the ideology is right, then, like, full stop, that's really all that matters when it comes to content creators, because the personality and the person becomes a private personal matter rather than a public matter.
It's worth the meritocracy, regardless of anything else that he did. And so, as long as people follow him, I'll have to take him seriously, because I do believe that people like Aspergold, people like him, people like Madame Savi, people like Chibi Reviews, I do think that they can set the tone for a lot of gamers.
I do too.
And enough gamers to matter so that corporations take us seriously when we complain about certain things.
For sure.
At least that's my take. So let me know what yours is, and as usual, I will see you
Will
in the
do.
comment section.
Well,
Take care.
I'll see you later, my guy. Very nice video, very good video. Like I said, I've been listening to his opinions for a very long time. I think this is a very well, or at least mostly well thought out series of opinions. I very much like, I like the directionality that he took his logic from, because, like I said earlier, I didn't even think about it in terms of the negative. And yeah, hopefully this will, you know, play well and everybody likes this reaction. Again, like I said, I am a little bit new of a content creator. I'm starting out my reactions and everything, so please like and subscribe. And I have a Discord. I'd like to start a community. I'm rapidly approaching 10 subscribers, which is not a phrase that I ever thought I'd say in my life. So thank you everybody for subscribing, and hopefully I'll see you around. Oh yeah, and before I go, make sure to like and subscribe to Lack of Entertainment as well. If you like his content, like I said, I very much like it. I very much appreciate the way in which he approaches things, which I already said, and now I'm just yapping. All right, have a good one, guys.